Hello fellow astrologers, welcome back to the next video in our Astrology Keyring Fundamentals series. In this video we're going to talk about what is the fire element. Now in the previous video A0, we talked about what all the elements were in general, but in this video we're going to focus specifically on what is fire and how it connects to all these other little things and go over a little bit of some traits about them and talk about how they connect with everything else. So let's kick it off by reading the paragraph. Fire is the element of vitality, creativity, and willpower. People with strong fire placements tend to approach life with passion, boldness, and a sense of purpose. They act quickly on instinct, often driven by inspiration or a need to make an impact. Fire signs are motivated by what excites them, whether it's a challenge to conquer, a stage to shine on, or a cause to believe in. They're natural leaders, visionaries, and warriors of the Zodiac signs, often most concerned with taking action. But just like fire, they can be unpredictable, illuminating, and life-giving in one moment, consuming or impatient in the next. When balanced, fire brings courage, warmth, and contagious enthusiasm. So like all of our other videos, we have a series of links to a set of videos on the different signs, houses, and planets for the actual videos, as well as links to Google. So the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The houses of fire are the first house, the fifth house, and the ninth house. And the planets of fire are Mars, the Sun, and Jupiter. And as you see it across, Aries is connected to the first house and Mars, Leo is connected to the fifth house and the Sun, and Sagittarius is connected to the ninth house and Jupiter. The signs, houses, planets, how they all connect. Now if you look over here in the triangle, we can show how they all connect here. This is the first house. You see right here in this little box, it says the first house, Mars. It shows fire and cardinal because that is a cardinal sign. Look over here. This is Leo in the fifth house, and it's the Sun, fire fixed. And over here is Sagittarius in the ninth house, and it's Jupiter, and it's mutable. And you can see, if you follow these triangles that connect, and right here, these little red lines show that entire same bit of information for each one of those tracks. So it shows how they all connect, all the fire signs. Now let's go over here and pull up what Google has to say before we go over here and read these general traits. All right. In Western astrology, the element of fire is associated with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, bringing passion, energy, and vitality to the zodiac. These are the trailblazers and leaders who are bold, enthusiastic, and confident, driven by their desire to create, inspire, and explore. While they can be charismatic and a joy to be around, fire signs can also be impulsive, have quick tempers, and may need to be mindful of burning out. So this is all very true and stuff that we had covered in the things that we had mentioned. They also have a lot of tidbits and stuff that you can go through here and check out that gives you more detail and talks about them. You could also go in the deeper dive. But remember, every time you click on this, it's going to be a little bit different than what you see here because Google's always updating stuff. So let's go down here and see what other websites are there. We've used some of these before, like right here is Cafe Astrology. Let's go back there and see what they have to say. All right, let's shut down some of these ads. This is a similar paragraph we had earlier. Let's read this one. Fire. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius share this element. Fire signs are spontaneous, reactive, and assertive. With fire, there is little in the way of reflection. Fire is impulsive, and we have pride, passion, courage, creativity, and impulse. Fire is difficult to contain and is guided by spirit. Fire signs often take the lead and are idealists. These traits are associated with each of the fire signs. Aries is an innovator, concerned more about the present and the future than the past, and is brave and enthusiastic. Aries initiates and spearheads. Leo, as a fixed sign, is passionate and loyal, makes an excellent manager. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign and is more adaptable and flexible than the other fire signs, but also fiery and courageous. Sagittarius is often a spiritual leader. Fire signs fall in the masculine or positive charge group of signs along with air signs. So that does give a pretty good rundown of some things about fire signs. Now we'll talk more about Earth when we get into the next video. Let's go back. Okay, let's scroll down here. Check out some of these other ones. We did the Old Farmers Almanac before. Let's check out what they say in the rest of their video, rest of their post as well. Fire signs. When you think of the fire element, what comes to mind? Heat and intensity probably come to mind. Right away, that lets you know that these signs are passionate, exciting, and powerful. You might even say these signs have fiery personalities. Other descriptions of fire signs are warm, bold, courageous, and positive. At times, they can be impulsive, leading them to act first and think later. But that adds to their charm. After all, who can resist the thrill of adventure? It goes on to talk about some of the signs more in detail, where you can see the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It does a pretty good job of going on further to talk about the Zodiac signs that are involved with fire. And also when you see down here when it gets to Earth and some of the other elements, they do the same thing. It has some good information here for you. So that gives you a good idea of what they have to say on some of the other web pages. Let's go back and talk about the general traits. Okay, so I like to give a little bit of keywords so people can remember certain things that connect with everything. So all the elements, all the signs, and even some of the houses, they all have certain keywords and things about them that connect to them so that you'll understand certain things about what those embody. And you'll find that some of them may be similar later on because maybe it's talking about Aries and they are fire signs, so they do have some of these traits as well. And you'll see some of these keywords will come back in. So let's talk about some of them. General traits: energy, action, passion, creativity, impulse, enthusiasm, willpower, and initiative. Positive traits: courageous, inspiring, magnetic, ambitious, optimistic, visionary, confident, and pioneering. Negative traits: impulsive, overbearing, impatient, self-centered, restless, dramatic, reckless, and prone to burnout. So yes, these are all very common traits of fire signs. I like to make sure that I have plenty of negative ones as well as positive ones so that people can consider that yes, you know, there is a good side and a bad side to everything. Doesn't mean a sign's a bad sign or a good sign. It just means that some traits are harmonious with you and some traits aren't. So that pretty much sums up a lot about what is a fire element. In our next series, we'll talk about what is the earth element, this triangle right here, in video A2. We hope you have enjoyed this video from our astrology keyring series. If you like the content, please like, follow, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching and have a blessed journey.